Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. Hope everybody is having an unbelievable start to your week. It has already been a very busy start for me. That's par for the course, so I'm good. Normally, I would be doing this probably about 4 hours ago, but there was a lot going on and I had to get a lot done. And I'm not close to being done, so you may even see me again before the close of business today. But first and foremost, I wish you the best in what you're setting out to accomplish this week. Be focused, be committed, and understand that anything worth having is worth investing in yourself, investing in your movements, and putting in the work. Far too many people want to be put on, very few people want to put in the work. And that's the difference between those who are successful and those who are sitting in the complainer's seat. With that being said, I'm not going to stay too long. I'm going to talk to you while I'm here. One of the most common questions I get, because I talk a lot about purpose. I believe in purpose. I believe that everybody has one. I don't believe that anybody has an empty existence. And what I mean by empty existence, I mean that you're just here. You're here for the exploitation of others. You're here to be mishandled, misused. You're here to be doormats. You're here to just endure unimaginable suffering. You're here just to go through poverty, believing it's your lot in life. I don't believe that's anybody's reason for being here. I believe that everybody has a purpose. I believe that for so many of us, it is often obscured by childhood events. It's often obscured by a society and a culture that is focused on things that don't have intrinsic value. It is often obscured by someone else's interpretation of who we are, and we buy into it. We start chasing someone else's idea of what success is, what power is, what we're supposed to be doing in this world, and we lack fulfillment, we lack joy, we lack the feeling of accomplishment because we're not operating in our purpose. And so, one of the most common uh, questions I get is, how do I discover my purpose? And that is a very important and valid question because so many people have become so enamored with the idea of success that they have limited the ability to discern where they're at in life based solely off of a particular circumstance or situation. Many people assess their success based off of their finances, other people off of their popularity and their fame, and other people do it on a number of other different reasons. And you can get lost in this cultural cascade of definitions on success. To me, I took a definition of success many years ago from Earl Nightingale. I was fortunate enough that my grandmother believed in the power of the mind, and she knew of someone who had Earl Nightingale's LPs. And if you're old enough to know what an LP is, you get me. Um, if not, um, it's the closest thing to, I guess, an MP4 right now. And you go back and back, but it's something you put on a player, you put a needle on it, and it plays. Most of the time, music, but sometimes recordings of informations and comedy and a bunch of other things. But Earl Nightingale would have these monologues about success and the mind and manifesting and all of that. And Earl Nightingale defined success as being the progressive pursuit of a worthy goal. And that has been success for me. It is the progressive pursuit of a worthy goal. In other words, if I'm moving towards something and I'm making progress, then I'm successful. I don't wait till I get to the goal to declare myself successful. Declare myself successful because I'm moving toward the goal. Every day, the things that I do have purpose and have meaning and matter. And what that allows me to do is celebrate every day as being successful. I don't have to wait till I reach my 90-day goal. I don't have to wait until I reach my 6-month goal. I don't have to wait till I reach my 1-year goal. I'm making a move every day. I'm growing every day. I'm progressing towards something every day. So every day there's a feeling of fulfillment. There's a feeling of accomplishment. There's a feeling of empowerment that I'm resting in, that sustains me in so many things that are pushing against me and tossing me to and fro. That's a part of life. My sustaining force is my purpose. It is knowing that I'm moving towards something. I have a destiny, and my destiny is clear. And so then people, so I endeavor to teach people how they discover their purpose. And I tell people one thing: the first thing that you're going to discover when you, one thing you're going to experience when you discover your purpose is two things. Actually, you're going to experience an immediate initiation of a passion that is inextinguishable. You will all of a sudden wake up to something that drives you every day, every moment. It will hold you up when life is beating you down. It will hold you up because your life now has meaning. Just knowing your life has meaning changes the entire spectrum of how you move in this life. Trust me. But then the second thing it's going to do is it's going to explain your pain. There are a bunch of things you've endured in life makes no sense to you. You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to discover, why in the world am I here? Why in the world did this happen to me? What did I do to deserve this? You've asked all those questions, and when you discover your purpose, it will answer the questions. It will explain your pain. But there are some other benefits to discovering your purpose. And so what I want to kind of share with you is those things, because I am going to do something that's going to help you in your journey towards your purpose, towards your destiny, towards success, towards empowerment, towards living life at the next level. Here are just a few things that I came up with that I can tell you that knowing and understanding your purpose will do for you. Number one is it will guide and sustain you. When you know your purpose, you have a sense of direction. You're moving towards something. You're doing something every day that you know you're going to wake up and do. There are no questions. There's no ambiguity. There's no uncertainty in the area of why I'm here. Now I just have to get it done. There's still a challenge in getting it done, but I am going to get it done. This is not failure is not an option. Now, the micro failures that go along with it, the setbacks, the getting knocked down, that's a part of the equation. But if I get up and I stay in the fight, if I keep pressing, failure ain't final until I quit. And if I never quit, I never fully and conclusively fail. I'm just in the process. And being in the process is okay, because process always precedes what? Promise. Process always precedes the prize. In other words, I'm headed towards something, and I understand that there are going to be these bumps in the road, these obstacles, these different things that come at me, but I'm built for it because I'm connected to my purpose, and my purpose gives me a guarantee. That's the other thing of purpose. When you discover your purpose, you find out there's a guarantee, because God wouldn't give you a purpose without giving you a guarantee. The guarantee is that I'm built for it, that I have everything inside of me that I need to get there. Now, I might have to activate some things, because there are some things that need to be activated and actualized and nurtured and empowered. I got to activate the gift, first of all, because the gift is probably the most indicative mechanism or reality in your life that's going to point you towards your purpose. You got to find that gift. When you activate the gift starts to work for you. Now you've got to tie your gift to the purpose so that you know that you're using the gift for the right reason. But when you do that, you start to see things move. I'm trying to get you somewhere. And here it is. Not only that, it initiates and sustains passion. Purpose also provides clarity. There's nothing like trying to move through life and not knowing where you're going. It is nothing more frustrating to wake up every day and you're doing something, but you don't know if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You don't know if you're headed in the right direction. I'm telling you, it's hard to get to a destination if you don't know what the destination is. It's hard, and destination is directly associated with destiny. If you don't know where your destination is, you're not going to hit your destiny. You're going to have some clarity. Purpose provides that clarity. Purpose also connects you with a certain value system. There's a certain standard in way in which you live your life. Purpose connects you to something beyond what you can see in other places. You've got to have a sense of purpose that gives you a guide. But not only do you develop a new value system with this purpose, because you've got to walk this purpose at the level that it's designed and meant to be walked at. You can't move through purpose and meander through the maze of mediocrity simultaneously, because God didn't design you to be mediocre. So you're going to have to come out of this idea of being in average and being okay with it, because you live in a society that will big up average all the way through school. You can have C's and nobody's on your back about being a C student, but you get out there and find out a 75 to an 80% investment in anything doesn't produce the results you want. You want XYZ, but you're finding out that the people who are getting XYZ are the people who got not only the hundreds, but got the extra credit. So they didn't just have a 4.0 on a 4 grade scale. They had a 4.3, 4.4. These are the people who are getting on, not necessarily the A students, but the people who had the A mindset, the people who decided I'm going to invest 100% into something. If I'm going to invest anything, I'm not going to just sit up and just play with it. I'm going to take it on. And that's why I tell people I'm very careful about what I take on, because I can't take on something and not put my heart into it, not put 100% into it. So I know I only have so much of me to give. So if I take it, that means I'm going all in. If I take it, I'm going the distance. If I take it, there's only two things going to happen. When I take on something, I'm either going to get it done or I'm going to die trying. That's period. It takes away all the other options. One thing I remember when Marion and I first connected, she asked me a question. And the answer to that question is still the same. She says, do you have a plan B for what you're doing? Because you're trying to rebuild a life that has been destroyed. Do you have a plan B? And my answer is no, I do not have a plan B. And a lot of people say, everybody should have a plan B. No, everybody should have a alternate strategy for plan A. Let me tell you why I never had a plan B. Because let me tell you something. We are designed to seek the easy route. So if I have a plan A, and plan A is the ultimate production of what I'm capable of doing, right? So I have this plan A, and this is the apex of what I'm capable of doing and what I should be doing. But I have a plan B and say, well, if I can't get plan A done, if plan A just turns out to be too much, I'm going to go and do this. This is going to be a little easier. I know I can make that happen. And this is my fallback. The problem with it is when this gets hard, plan A, you're going to want to go to plan B because you don't like the discomfort that you're feeling in plan A. So what happens? Most people who have plan B abandon plan A for plan B, even though plan A hasn't failed. So what do? I sit up and I have alternate strategies. Now, I may be trying it this way and realize that this is not the way to do it, but my goal is still the same thing. This is what I'm coming after. I'm coming after it, and there are no alternatives. Why? Because that type of fixation on something, that type of obsession with something is what yields the results. Because you're going to come against difficulty. You're going to come against frustration. You're going to come against delay. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have people jumping in your way. You're going to have people trying to knock you over. You're going to have a bunch of people whispering in your ear. People love to whisper the sweet nothings and negativity when they see you attempting something that they are afraid to attempt. They want to talk you back into that box. Why? Because your exiting the box is a conviction of their mediocrity. What do you mean? See, as long as everybody in the box and everybody's complaining about you can't get out of the box because this happened in my life. You can't get out of the box because my dad wasn't in my life. Well, I never knew my dad. First time I saw him was at his funeral. My mom wasn't in my life. My mom was a 15-year-old mom when she birthed me, and she didn't have the maternal instincts or the wherewithal or the capacity to take care of me, so my grandparents had to take me. Okay, then I grew up in poverty. I grew up in a neighborhood where I saw death and drugs and gang violence every day. So, okay, I'm in the box with you, and I got all the things that you're complaining about happen in my life, but I start to climb out. What happens? I immediately convict your mediocrity and your unwillingness to commit to doing what it is that's necessary to come out of your situation. And I'm the person that mirrors every complaint you have. My complaints mirror it, but I decide not to use them as excuses. I decide to use them as motivation. And because my perception is different, my focus is different, my view is different, I'm starting to move. Now, what do? You get in front of me. You do everything you can. Why? Because if I get out of this box Everything you've hung your hat on and complained about becomes invalid. And now you're going to have to make a decision. And you're either going to have to accept that you just don't want it bad enough, or you're going to have to come out of that box. And so you don't want to have to face that. So what do? You become the naysayer. You become the person that wants to tell everybody to be realistic, the person that wants to bring everybody back and sink them in. I'm here to tell you that your purpose will rescue you from mediocrity. Your purpose will drag you out of the confines of low-level thinking. It will be the foundation of your joy and your fulfillment. And so I want to help as many people as possible. So I created this event. It's called Provoked to Purpose. It is a combination of self-discovery. It is a combination of self-evaluation, self-assessment. It is also an integration of setting goals and looking beyond, but understanding the power of what's inside of you and how it's connected to your destiny. And it's about committing to being the best version of yourself as you possibly can. This event, the Provoked to Purpose event, is going to happen on the 25th of this month. It's the last class that I'm going to be doing in the month of June. And I am bringing the A game to this. I want you to get everything that you can out of it. But I'm telling you, if you've ever had the question, what is my purpose? Why is my purpose important? What will my purpose do for me? Am I living my life at the level of my design? Am I literally living the life that God gave to me? Am I walking at the height of my design in this world? Or have I cheated myself and at the same time cheated my family and at the same time cheated this world, because this world needs me to be on my A game so that I can help other people achieve their best? Have I missed the mark? Do I even know what my purpose is? Am I walking in it? Am I committed to it? Or am I hanging back in this corner of safety because that's the place where I feel comfortable? We're going to answer those questions. And I've been, over the last few courses that I've been doing, I've been giving away things of value. This time I'm giving away one $10,500 platinum package. That's 52 sessions over 52 weeks with yours truly. And we get to unpack it all. We get to assess it. We get to set goals. We get to discover where we're at, where we're going, why we're not getting what we should be getting, what to do to change it. And we do that over a 52-week period. And we land on what was once considered impossible. I love landing on the impossible. I can't tell you how excited it is every time I help somebody land on impossible, because I've been landing on impossible for as long as I could know. I came, again, like I said, I came out a situation where I never met my father. At 14, I buried him. The first time I ever saw him was in that coffin. Never had a maternal son relationship with my mom. We were more like sisters and brothers. Love her to death. Grew up in poverty. Was told because of my temper and inability to control it that I would never see 20. Despite being, mad, crazy, inclined to academics, that my proclivity towards violence was going to land me in prison or dead, and so many other things. And I'm looking now, 47 companies, all brought to profitability over 30 plus years of adulthood. I'll be 55 next month. And so there's that. Then there's 24 books that I've written and published. There's literally tens of thousands of articles I've written. Literally, that's how much writing I've done in 35 years. And 1,000 of those are academic, scholarly articles and research that I've published. And so all of this from, you're only going to do this, you're never going to get beyond this. I don't ramble off about my money, but, I've seen a lot of it. And I'm in the process of rebuilding and doing some things and setting my family up for quite a while. But I'm going to tell you something. It's not in the bag. You can get the bag. It's in the purpose. the purpose of the fulfillment, the ability to replicate the sense of fulfillment you get by every day waking up and living in your purpose. See, I wake up every day, and whether I get a bling or a ting or whatever alert I get that lets me know someone purchased something that I sell on something that I do, because I've got things going on multiple fronts. But whether I get that or not, I still have the fulfillment of knowing I moved through my day and I did something, I offered something, I grew, I learned something that I didn't know, which is always a goal of mine every day. Is learn something I didn't know, teach someone something they didn't know, which is something that I try to do every day, and then go out and do something special for someone and keep it to yourself. And I try to do that every day. And I'm telling you that the power of God that flows back through me, through his universe, through his force, through his spirit, through his people, and through my own sense of self is unparalleled. The money is an ancillary benefit of being in purpose. It comes. If you bring value to the lives of people, you can always monetize it and be within your character, integrity, and ethics when you do it. As long as what you are giving them for the money they give you is in more value than what they're paying you, you are in great position to do whatever it is you want to do. And that's why I always end up giving more than what people pay for, because I want them to always feel like they got more. And it's important for me. But I'll tell you what, that link is in the description box. This is probably one of the more powerful courses that I give. And I'm telling you, that Crushing Beliefs course was awesome. That emotional trauma, emotional psychological course on emotional and psychological trauma was banging. Um, I'm doing a course this coming Saturday on business plans. It will be very comprehensive and helpful. This thing, the beautiful thing about this one is if you sit up and you become connected to your purpose, even when you don't have the answer, your self-confidence is solid. That's the beautiful thing about it, because there's so many times that I'm coming up against something that's huge, something that is intense. And I'm like, you know what? I got it. I'm built for it because I know my purpose. And I know that my purpose comes as a guarantee for everything that I pursue in life that's good and good for others. And so I walk it out. And I want to show you how you can do the same thing. The one thing that I try to teach, and then I'm done. The one thing that I try to teach people is that I'm not special. Now, how I've managed my life will be special in the eyes of a lot of people because I've accomplished things that the average person has not. But I didn't accomplish it because I was special. I accomplished it because I applied myself. And I believe that if you apply yourself, that you can do exceptional and extraordinary things as well. And people don't understand, you know, what some of the things that you do guys are doing when you invest in time with me. I've invested in time. I was just telling a client this morning, I have a therapist and I have a coach. I actually have I have a spiritual advisor and I have a therapist. You can't do the work I do and not need one. But I'm a believer that everybody needs to have somebody that can help them process. You can't take on life at the level that we're living it right now and all the things that are coming at us and think that it's not having an impact on you. So many people are becoming overwhelmed. Anxiety is becoming a major issue in our society and our culture because it's coming so fast we can't manage it and we don't have nowhere to go. And then a lot of times in certain cultures, I know for Black men, the idea of even needing help is a problem, but we need it. And so like when someone comes to me and asks that question, this question was sort of put in front of me today. So what do you say when someone says that you're just going to tell them whatever they want to hear? That's how you keep them in front of you. Actually, I don't tell people what they want to hear. Most of the time, I'm telling people that they are not where they think they are and that they have work to do. But I don't tear people down. I encourage them and I inspire them to do more. But very rarely, I'm gonna tell you that you got everything going. Your junk is just phenomenal. No, I'm not doing that. So that's not who I am. But what I tell them is, this is how important I believe therapy is. I have a therapist. I consider myself to be one of the best, not just in this country, in the world. I have clients in Australia, clients in the UK, clients in different countries on the continent of Africa, clients in Jamaica, clients in Canada. Uh, and I've worked with people in those areas for quite some time, and I have produced unbelievable results. So it transcends a unique geographical culture into a true understanding of the power of the power of the mind to exploit all the things in front of you for your benefit and for the benefit of those you love in an ethical way. And it's there for everybody to have, and it's there to help people heal, and it's there to help people become empowered. And that's what I do. But at the same time, what I can tell you is that no matter how knowledgeable I am in what I do, how skilled I am in what I do, it's a different ball game when you're in the middle of the fire than when you're sitting out telling someone else how to manage it and put it together. You need someone that can remind you, hey, first of all, calm down. First of all, are you looking at it from the right perspective? Second of all, do you understand the power you have to overcome whatever it is in front of you? Are you giving too much power to that problem? Questions that my therapist is going to understand and know to ask me. And so the idea that, you don't need help, I got here because I got help. I've gotten help all the way around. This idea of being self-made is unrealistic, and it's a bunch of crap, and people will spew it. Somebody opened the door. Somebody spoke a word for you. Somebody picked up the phone. Somebody gave you encouragement when you were feeling down. You didn't get here by yourself. So stop trying to do it on your own. Find, number one, a circle of people who will fan your flames. Find someone who can connect you to your purpose in a way that you are literally ignited, and work this thing out. But on that note, look, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I want to thank you guys for stopping in. It has been a blessing. I still have a lot of work to do, a lot of things to cover, but I wanted to share that with you. This is a moment in time of transition for me. And I'm excited about what the future holds. And there are still a number of points of uncertainty. But the one thing I know is that, again, first and foremost, I'm built for this. Number two, my purpose is going to lead me to the place that I need to be. And the place I need to be is always going to be a place that's good for me and good for others. I understand that. So in essence, I am going to be always in a place of high anticipation, anticipating the positive, anticipating growth, anticipating becoming more powerful, more influential, more helpful. My thing is, I'm at this place now where I want to help people heal. I really want to help people heal. There's so much hurt that's creating so much devastation, and people are literally trying to find their ways, and they don't understand that they need healing, or they don't know how to. And it's creating, just a horrible environment in this world. And I think that I have the capacity to be a major force in that area. And that's where I'm going to work. And I hope that at some point I can help you in anything that you need and in the things that you're pursuing. But for now, if you haven't connected in full with your purpose, you don't want to miss this. Go into the description box, click that link, show up on the day. Even if you don't show up, you're going to be entered into the drawing to win the platinum packages. And I have been giving those out like candy, and I've got to keep up with it because I actually have to fulfill those. And, and I still have to leave room for people who are actually paying for those so that, I'm viable financially, but hey, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a ball. On that note, I'm about to get out of here. As I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I leave on E. I die on E. I don't want to leave anything untapped. No potential untapped. No potential unactualized. No potential on the table. I want to take everything that I'm supposed to be doing in this life, and I want to live it to the fullest. I don't want to leave everything out there. And I want to leave a legacy for the people in my family who follow me to be proud of. I want to leave a legacy that speaks of me long after I'm gone, that said, I came to this world and I made a difference. That's what's important to me. I tell people all the time that the first half of my life was about me. The second half of my life is about leaving a legacy. And I want to challenge every last one of you to take on a similar mindset. On that note, look, I'm about to get off of here. I got a client in about 8 minutes. And so I need to get off and get ready for them. And I will speak to you maybe a little later. Who knows? Until then, have an unbelievable day.